Hello there.
Hello and welcome to Sleepy Thoughts. Today we will be talking about The Queen's Gambit, the most viewed limited series on Netflix. I know, it released for quite some time now, but I just finished it last week, because I thought it was just another crappy feminist political BS, so I thought it was trash. But, boy was I wrong. It is, in my opinion, the best series that Netflix has ever released so far. For those who do not know, The Queen's Gambit is about a chess child prodigy named Beth Harmon. The show follows her life from her childhood to her adult life. So without further ado, let's jump right into it, and for those who have not watched it, spoiler alert. Okay, with that out of the way, let's talk about why the show is so good.
Сыграем.
If you think about it, the plot of the whole series is very simple. It is nothing special or anything that we have never seen before. The story is just another generic character versus self-plot line, and we have seen this a million times in other shows before, like Spider-Man, Inside Out, and this hot piece of garbage of a movie. Why then is the series so good? Well, it's because they focus more on the characters instead of the plot. First of all, I think we can all agree that Beth is a total fucking badass since childhood to adulthood.
Excuse you, Harmon. Fuck you, Margaret.
As my last example of Beth's badassness, my favorite scene of the whole series, which I think sums up the whole show, LOL.
Beth Harmon.
Shit.
What's better is that they made Beth a very relatable character, in my opinion, one of the most relatable characters I've seen in a while. This relatability makes viewers get more and more interested about what happens to Beth. Personally, I wanted to see if Beth could overcome her addiction to the pills and alcohol, and especially, her childhood trauma of her being alone almost all her life. I wanted to see her succeed for once on her own, and not because she took some drugs. And the ending perfectly captured that. I almost lost hope when this happened. But, I smile when I watch this scene.
It's your game. Take it.
Now, that does put a smile on my face. That is how you make your viewers empathize with the main character. I know that even some of you even cried when Beth finally beat Borgov at his own game. I was also going to cry, but I was so tired because I binged this series so hard that I watched the final episode at 5 in the morning. You know that the writers and directors succeeded with the show when you actually feel sad when Beth is losing her mind, and you are jumping with joy when Beth wins a game. Yes, the ending is pretty cliché, but it hit all of us so hard, because even with a very simple plot, the writers and directors did an excellent job at the pacing, and the lead up to that moment. The story is so polished and detailed that no stone was left unturned. A simple story, felt so fresh and exciting that the cliché ending was the right move for the whole story. To add to that, let us not forget about the chemistry between the characters and actors. Anya Taylor-Joy, who plays Beth, and Thomas Brody Sangster, who plays Benny, was an absolute treat to watch whenever they were in the same scene together. The same with Mary Eel Heller, and her amazing acting as Beth's adoptive mother. Also, I don't think that people give enough credit to Isla Johnston, the actress who plays young Beth. She was absolutely fantastic in the first episode, and her acting immediately got me hooked with the series. Honestly, I could go on and on about how amazing the cast is, but I think you get the point. Amazing writing and acting yield to great results. That, I think, is one of the reasons why this show is so amazingly fantastic. If you didn't know, the series is actually based on a book by Walter Tevis. I have not read it, but most people say it is a good book, so that's part of the reason why the series is also great. What's amazing to me is that Walter Tevis made chess into an interesting game to write about. I thought that chess was just some boring board game that smart people play. So, making it into a book, or moreover, a series made me a little suspicious. I watched real chess games before, and for me, it was one of the most boring things someone can watch. It's just two guys moving pieces on a board while the audience just stays silent and cough a lot. But, the book and the series made chess one of the most intense, entertaining, and interesting game in the world. It took the world by storm, because there aren't really a lot of chess movies or shows, so the Queen's Gambit took advantage of this and took chess to the mainstream. With movies focusing on superheroes, guns, and other overused themes, the Queen's Gambit took the interest of a lot of people because of its different theme. And well, it worked. Chess has become popular once again. Chess.com has over 20 million players now, and streamers like Hikaru Nakamura, the Botez sisters, and other chess content creators are rising to fame. With a different theme, the whole series felt like a whole new show, and most viewers got their very first taste of chess. It's an outstanding move from the people making this, and especially with the whole virus going around, people were looking for some nice and fresh content to consume, and this satisfied their hunger. This is one of the most underrated reasons on why the series is amazing. The music, set building, wardrobe outfits, were absolutely fantastic. First of all, the scores in the series are so amazing. This was all composed by Carlos Rafael Rivera, an absolute musical genius. The music felt like I was actually transported to the 60s, and when the intense moments come, the music paces with the intensity and makes you freaking sweat. Plus, with such a passive game as chess, it really helps a lot when it gets accompanied with some great music. It is such a great fit for the show and I have no complaints about it whatsoever. I would love to show you guys some samples here, but copyright bad. Next up are the sets. And all I can say is wow. The sets in the show are absolutely gorgeous, and same with the music, it really looks and feels like they were really in the 60s. The houses and the buildings look like they were actually really from the past. Finally, and I think, the most interesting of them all, are the outfits that Beth wears. All I can say is that the art department really did an amazing job on this one. The clothes are absolutely beautiful, and they even have representations. Did you know that when Beth wears a green-themed outfit, it means that she is going through a rough time? Look, I can prove it to you. Exhibit 1, the downward spiral scene. As you can see, Beth is wearing green. She gets absolutely drunk cause she lost all hope and wanted to die. Need more proof? Exhibit 2, when Beth goes back to the high school from her first game, she wears a green beanie. This was after the downward spiral scene, and she is literally dead inside. Lastly, Exhibit 3, her game with Borgov, where she was absolutely hungover and she gets destroyed. Now you ask, why green? Well, it's simply because the color that the drugs she takes are green, and drugs very bad. There are so much more hidden meanings on Beth's outfits, like her last dress, which represents a queen, the strongest piece in chess. But, this video is getting long and I'm sure that there are videos out there that talk all about it. Just as I said, the art department really outdid themselves on this one. The show is absolutely beautiful, the music was great, and everything was spot on. What more can you ask from a show? So yeah, what more can I say? The Queen's Gambit is definitely one of the best shows that Netflix has ever released, and it really deserves the praise that it gets. It got streamed by 62 million households in its first 28 days of release, which is flipping amazing. It revived an age-old board game that people really did not play that much anymore, and most importantly, it made me think about it before going to bed.